Yes sir, man. We live and we back. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose, and I'm here today bringing you another edition of my starting five for DraftKings and FanDuel. Alright, but before we do that, man, y'all already know we got the lineup review going over my starting five from yesterday's slate, just breaking down our thought process and how we tried to attack yesterday's slate. So while we got that pulled up for y'all, and we're gonna get right into it. If this is your first time here and you haven't done it yet, hit the subscribe button. If you've been here for a while and still haven't done it yet, definitely hit the subscribe button. And also, please, it's a must. Everyone hit the like button. Everyone scrolling through, please hit the like button. Man, the views are not matching the likes. Please help me get the likes up. It goes a long way to helping your boy out, man. Just trying to grow the channel. We need those likes, alright? Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. Can we do that for me today, people? 100 likes, alright? Let's let this be my highest like video, alright? All right, now let's get into these lineups. Yesterday was a good day for me, man. We doubled our buy-in on over on DraftKings. Well, it was a good day on DraftKings, not so much on FanDuel, but that's typically the case with me because y'all know I like to use the sites against each other, and plays I kind of like that I don't play on DraftKings, I go play on FanDuel. I kind of play the sites against each other and employ one strategy on DraftKings, one on FanDuel. So typically that's how it goes. If I'm winning on DraftKings, I probably lose on FanDuel, and vice versa, because I just employ different strategies most of the time. All right, like yesterday on DraftKings, I paid up at the forward spots. Versus over on FanDuel, I paid up at the guard spots. All right, we go. You know what? Let's just get into the lineup review. Got my best lineup pulled up for y'all right here. This is the $40 single entry. We came in 31st place over here. Won 175. My best lineup put up 335. If you caught the core yesterday for DraftKings that I posted on FanDuel, sorry I didn't updated on YouTube. It'd be hard to get back to. That's why y'all gotta be on Twitter. I posted the original core, had Frank Kaminsky in it, but about 5 minutes later, I switched and put Korkmaz instead of Kaminsky in there. All right. So if you caught the starting five for DraftKings yesterday, I went with Jordan Poole, Will Barton, Furkan Korkmaz, Kevin Durant, and Andre Drummond. All right. Let's start at the bottom. And Andre Drummond, he was a free square yesterday, all right. And I've been teaching a friend how to play daily fantasy basketball, and he didn't understand why Andre Drummond was a free square. So I'm gonna break it down to y'all, because I know we may have some new people who haven't been playing daily fantasy basketball for a while. So Andre Drummond is a free square in a situation like this. For one, he was just a great play, man. You got a guy who produces the way he produces, always has been a great fantasy producer. You got him in the starting lineup. You got him at a cheap price, way cheaper than what he should be for his current role. And another thing, he was a lock button, just because it's gonna sound crazy. He was a lock button, especially in single entries. He was a lock button in every contest except for 150 max contest. And here's why. His high ownership is like a gift and a curse in this spot, all right? So him being as high as he was yesterday, 91%, I'm surprised he went 100%. In a situation like that, especially in single entries, you just want to put those guys in there, especially when they're great plays. Now, if it was just an okay play, something that you can fade it, but a great play, like Drummond was yesterday, and you get him at high ownership, especially in single entry, he's a lock button. Just put him in, because if you don't have him, he can definitely kill you like he did yesterday. But if he doesn't, even if he lays a dud, he's going to be so high on that you can probably still take down the contest with him in your lineup being a dud, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? If I did drop 91% on, if he had just gave you 10 points yesterday, I probably still would have came in the money in this contest, just because of how owned he was. You know what I mean? So it's like a twofold issue. So guys that are great plays that high on, just lock them in there, especially in single interest, because if he does great and you don't have him, you're dead. But even if he doesn't do great, he's so high on that you can still cash with him in your lineup, if that makes sense to y'all. But we got Andre Drummond, 5,700. Was an absolute smash play. 91% on. I didn't care. I was 100% Andre Drummond last night. I had him in every lineup. So 51, right at 52 DK points. Another big double for him, man. 14 points, 25 rebounds, man. Just an amazing performance from Drummond here. He's going to be a nice play for this whole 10 days. Embiid is out. Just put him in your lineups for the most part. It's gonna be situational. I know his price is going up, but Andre Drummond is just an amazing play with no Embiid. He's a great fantasy producer. So, he was a lock button yesterday. All right. Coming back to the top, my point guard, I went Jordan Poole. 5,800. He just been playing very solidly over the past 3 or 4 games, man. His shots have been up. He's been scoring the ball efficiently. He's been really finding his way in this Golden State Warriors offense. Got him at 25% on. He did just okay. Got us 32 DK points, man. Right there, pushing 6x. Very solid effort from him. He just didn't get it. He didn't get the type of performance we wanted because Steph Curry went absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy performance from Steph Curry. When you got that type of performance going on, what he put up 50 real life points yesterday. When you got a guy going that crazy, it's obviously going to take away from everybody else stealing type performance. So Curry having a game he had, Jordan Poole left us a little bit to be desired, man. I wish he could have pushed us to 40, but great price tag on him. Still a solid performance from him at 25% on, all right? My shooting guard in the starting five, Will Barton, 5,500. If you saw the video yesterday, I told you, man, just give me all the Will Barton. I didn't care that it was a tough defense against the Miami Heat. His role, I knew he was gonna be the number 2 dog behind Jokic. If it was Jokic shots first, and then it was gonna be Will Barton. And he was gonna have to do most of the ball handling opportunity, bringing it up. So I wasn't too worried about the defense, just for the increased workload for Will Barton. I know he's a very capable fantasy player. So at 5,500, he came in at 41% on in this contest. Very sharp ownership over here. I didn't think he was coming in. I didn't think he was gonna come in this high. I was hoping he'd come in a little lower. I was hoping a lot of people would be worried about that Miami defense, but 41% on, still solid. A big night from Will Barton, man. Gave us right at 46 DK points, man. Great effort from Will Barton right here, going against the Miami Heat as the Nuggets win in a blowout. Nobody saw that coming. I can tell you that right now. Coming in at my small forward, Furkan Korkmaz, 4,900. Once I saw he was in that starting lineup again, I just knew it was a go for me at power forward. He's a very capable fantasy producer. Knew he would receive big minutes for the shorthanded 76ers over there. We got him at 26% on. He gave us right at 30 DK points, man. 6x for Korkmaz here, exactly what we was looking for. Power forward, all right? I paid up to Kevin Durant. Wanted to try to get different. I knew yesterday most lineups, especially in single entries, were going to start with Andre Drummond and Frank Kaminsky. I knew everybody was putting Frank Kaminsky at their power, either this forward or this forward. So with me being all in on Drummond and him being that high on, my next thought is, how do I get different? Because I don't like to play 2 guys that's super high on. I think Frank Kaminsky was like almost 70% on in this contest. I don't like to go 2 guys that high on. So Drummond was the best player in my opinion. I locked him in, and immediately I went to how can I get different. Since I knew a lot of guys were going Drummond, Kaminsky with their bills, I said, let me pay up at power forward. And I knew Kevin Durant wasn't garnering much ownership because low total over here in this Brooklyn Chicago game, and it was other stars to pay up for here. A lot of people was going to Anthony Davis, Jokic, somewhere in that area, but I knew Kevin Durant would come in a little lower ownership. We got him at 17.5 here. He put up 58 DK points for us. Very solid effort right here, but man, we could have paid down a little bit and got this similar production. There's so many guys went off and gave you big performances yesterday, but Kevin Durant, very solid for us right here. And now, rounding out my lineup, coming down to the bottom, I wanted another pay up option. I knew it was going to take 2. It was so much value. I knew it was going to be a kind of a stars and scrubs build, so I wanted to get different. That's why I added Kevin Durant. Then once I put Kevin Durant in here, and I was more on Cork Miles than Frank Kaminsky, I knew I should be different enough that I could come back to Anthony Davis, a player I liked as well, going against that Charlotte Lakers game. I told you I was the best, one of the better game environments on the slate. Went to OT, a nice, great game. I watched most of it there, and Anthony Davis gave us 68 DK points, man. Nice performance from him as well at 10-2, and right at 40% on this contest, right? And then my small four, I went Josh Hart. He wasn't here originally. I think I went JaVale McGee here to try to pivot from um, Frank Kaminsky. But once we got that news that Ingram was out and Herbert Jones was out for New Orleans, I knew Hart should be locked in for big minutes. Like I told y'all the other day when we played him, he's a double threat every time he's on the court. He's a great rebounding guard. At 5,500, we got him right here at just at 6% ownership at 5,000. I'm sorry, we got him at 6% ownership, and he put up a nice game for us. 38 DK points, man. Very solid right here. Helped push us up the leaderboard. And then my last play, man, I know you see it looking right here. I saved the worst for last. Avery Bradley, man, 3,000. I got him at 0.3% on. This is just me taking a chance right here. Once I put Hart in here, I love this. I love my bill so much. I'm like, man, just give me whatever 3,000 player is left that plays, and there was Avery Bradley. I was like, forget it, don't matter. Like, just throw him in there. Maybe it's the night he does well. He's been playing close to 30 minutes. Probably he's averaging about 15 DK points, but this game environment was so good and such a fast-paced game, I thought maybe he could pick up a few extra shots and maybe get me like 20 to 25. I said if Avery Bradley can get me 20, anything 20 and over, I should be in line to take it down because I just love the rest of this build so much. But he only gave us 10 DK points in the OT game, so it happens, man. Y'all know chances make champions. I rolled the dice with him. I didn't want to change none of my lineup. I love when I got all these guys like that. I just love my lineup so much. I didn't want to change anything, even though I knew it was super risky playing Avery Bradley in this single entry. I don't typically go this crazy in a single entry, but hey, I did it yesterday, man, because I love the rest of my build. He hurt us right here with 10 DK points, man. We probably could have went another direction, but yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, very solid on DK. Let's go take a look at FanDuel and see how I finished up over there. All right. FanDuel, man. If you caught the updated starting five for FanDuel, I went Jordan Poole, Devin Booker, Will Barton, Frank Kaminsky, and Andre Drummond, of course. All right. Andre Drummond we can start at the bottom. Andre Drummond was a free square on FanDuel as well, man. He just wasn't priced high enough yesterday for the type of role he was going to have. Got him at 58% on right here. This is the $5 single entry. Got him at 58% on. He should have been much higher. I don't care that he was more over here on FanDuel or whatever. I don't know what people was thinking, but I take it, man. Andre Drummond at 58% with a 50 burger over here. Very solid effort from him. We just work our way back up. In my power forward, I went Frank Kaminsky in the core. Once again, me playing the sites against each other. So since I knew I wasn't going Kaminsky on DraftKings, I was fading him and going with Cork Miles. I said, let me get Kaminsky on FanDuel just in case he still goes off and gives a great performance. So I went Kaminsky over here, 42% on. He just gave us 21 FanDuel points. Just an okay effort right here out of Kaminsky, but not the type of performance we was looking forward to. Mm-hmm. Small forward, Will Barton, of course. If you saw the videos, I told you he was my favorite player on both sites. I did not care. I was gonna have him. I had plenty of Will Barton. I was 100% Will Barton yesterday too, if you must know. 100% Will Barton, 100% Andre Drummond, guys. That's why we had a nice night with those type of performances over here. 31% on. He gave us 43 FanDuel points. Very solid effort from Will Barton. My shooting guard Devin Booker. Just wanted to try to take advantage of this. Suns matchup against the Sacramento Kings. I feel like this could be like the second fastest or the best fantasy environment on the slate, whatever you want to call it. Devin Booker at 8,500 over here on FanDuel. I think it was 8,500. Yeah, I just felt like that was a nice price tag on him. Gave us a little savings, especially with him being the more predominant scorer over there for Phoenix these days, as Chris Paul is just looking to get assists. So Devin Booker back to his old self of getting all the shots he wants. Devin Booker is going to be a good play going forward for the rest of the year if it continues to stay like this. If Chris Paul is just continue concerned with facilitating and not really scoring, you can look back to Devin Booker before. You can start looking at Devin Booker like you did when he was here by himself with no Chris Paul. So I'm going to be very interested in Devin Booker for the rest of the year going forward, all right? And then the point guard at the top, Jordan Poole. Like I said, solid effort from him, but just Steph going crazy really hurt his ceiling type hurt his possibility of a ceiling type performance. So, but right at 33 FanDuel points, still solid. Finishing that lineup, man, like I told y'all earlier in the video, I paid up at guards over here. So I went Luka at my other point guard. He let us down in this spot, man. Was expecting a bigger performance from him. Got him at 19% on. Luka's just not had those performances like he's normally had in seasons past. So far this year, he's kind of, I mean, he's still performing solidly, but just not those performances we expected from Luka. So needed more from him here at 19% ownership on FanDuel. My other shooting guard, Russell Westbrook, a triple-double threat always when he walks on the court. Got him at 30%. I felt like he was too cheap over here on FanDuel for 9,400 with no LeBron. He was another guy I was just gonna have plenty of on FanDuel. He gave us 54 FanDuel points. Very solid effort from Russell Westbrook. And then my other small forward, Gordon Hayward, just trying to get another piece of that Charlotte Lakers game. Since I already had Russell Westbrook, I wanted to run back from the other side. Gordon offered me a solid opportunity. I love his price over here on FanDuel at 6,100. Got him at 14% on. He gave us 28 FanDuel points. Solid, but definitely needed more from him as we just missed the cash line over here by like 5 or 6 points once again. But Gordon Hayward, 28 FanDuel points. An okay effort right there. And then Blake Griffin, my last spot. Another spot where I had my lineup in place. I loved how I built it, and it was just a matter of what I had money for left, and Blake Griffin was right there. He had been playing right at 27, 28 minutes in the last couple games, putting together solid efforts, and got him. So I just locked him in at 3,900, man. Got him at 13% on. He just gave us 15 FanDuel points, just okay over here, as LaMarcus Aldridge really had the better performance over there. So probably should have got to some of him instead of Blake. But there you have it, man. My best lineup on FanDuel, 324. Like I said, I think we just missed the cash line by like 6 points over here. So, and let's get on to tomorrow, man. Let's see if we can't keep the streak going, man. And let's see what I like for y'all tomorrow, all right? Now, come in on DraftKings, man. We got a 3-game slate, man. Perfect night to take off if you need to. Small slate. It's going to be tough. You're going to have to eat a lot of chalk. It's only so many good plays, man. You're going to have to really reach and dig and try to play a risky play if you're trying to get different in some spots. But we're going to get into it, man. At the point guard, at the top, I want to look at Jrue Holiday, man, 6,400. We saw him make his return last time out. Played right at 30 minutes. Gave you 28 DK points. Solid effort from him. Didn't shoot the ball that great in his first game back. Coming here against Philly, I expected him to be back in the starting lineup. Should be able to log more minutes. He should be able to get about 35 minutes hopefully in this contest. He shouldn't have any minutes limit. With they're gonna need him to, especially with Middleton still being out. Should just be him and Giannis controlling the show over here. I like getting the Jrue Holiday at 6,400. Coming in at shooting guard, want to look at CJ McCollum. Just a guy who's been very solid this year. Had a down performance last time out in a blowout. He only played 24 minutes, and he shot the ball horribly, man. As you can see, he was 3 for 15, 1 for 10 behind the three-point line, man. Only gave you 21 DK points. So The ownership is not going to be down on him like it should be because it's a 3-game. Guys are going to go right back to him, and you can put me in that number at 7,200. The price just keeps falling for him. He's actually probably the best value play as it sits right now, in my opinion, on DraftKings. All right, we'll see how that holds up with injury news and everything along the day. But I love getting to CJ McCollum right here. Coming in small forward, I think we can go back to Korkmaz. 4,900. Still expecting those 76ers to be shorthanded. No Tobias, no Embiid. So all those guys should be able to get the run. They run a pretty tight rotation, man. Korkmaz is in line for big minutes. I know it's a back-to-back. You saw him play 40 last night. He could approach that again tonight just because they don't have the bodies. All right. So definitely I like Furkan Korkmaz at 4,900 in this matchup against the Bucks. Coming in at power forward, I want to look at Bobby Portis, man, especially if he's going to be in the starting lineup. If he's starting lineup again, he's just a lock for me at this 5,400 price tag, man. He's not priced up enough if he's going to be in the starting lineup seeing 30-plus minutes, man. Bobby Portis is a very solid fantasy producer. If you're giving him them type of minutes, you can expect production from Bobby Portis. I love getting to him at 5,400. Probably him and McCollum, probably my two favorite plays on DraftKings as we sit right now, all right? Then coming in at center, I want to look at Clint Capella. 7,100 going against the Utah Jazz here. If there's ever a matchup for him to see increased minutes, this is the one, man. They just played this Jazz team a couple days ago on the 4th. You see he logged 36 minutes that game, man. Only gave you 32 DK points, but it's the minutes that I like right here. As you can see, since then he's been way down, and he kind of gets played off the court when you got teams who are willing to go smaller. So you don't anticipate that here, and he should see just as many minutes as Gobert sees. If they're gonna want his size and body trying to keep Gobert off the glass, so if Gobert's seeing about 36 minutes, I expect Capella to see the same, if not a little bit more, barring foul trouble or anything. All right, so there you have it. My starting five on DraftKings: Drew Holiday, C.J. McCollum, Furkan Korkmaz, Bobby Portis, and Clint Capella. Let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I like over there for y'all, all right? Coming in at FanDuel at the top, I want to look at Mike Conley, 6,300. Now, this is provided that he's back in the lineup from his load management. He didn't have an injury or anything. He just set out for rest purposes last game, so we expect him to be back in the starting lineup, full go over here. And at 6,300, I definitely want to take a shot on him. We're going against the Atlanta Hawks right here. This Trae Young is definitely not a good on-ball defender, so he should be able to get what he wants against a smaller defender in Trae Young. I like getting the Mike Conley at 6,300. Coming in at shooting guard, I want to look at Reggie Jackson. 6,100. The price is falling over here on FanDuel. Listen, I like it, man. He's been playing big minutes. His shot is the key, man. If he comes out and his shots falling, especially against these Portland Trailblazers, he can crush this 6,100 price tag up on FanDuel. It's just gonna be how the three balls fall and how his shot looking that day, man. But Reggie Jackson, I definitely don't mind getting to him in this spot. All right. Now at my small forward. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. My small forward, I want to look at Norman Powell, another guy, 6,100 over here. Been priced up a little bit, but like I said, it's going to be tough to find value plays and good plays per dollar tomorrow. So I want to look at Norman Powell, 6,100, going against the Clippers. He's big minutes. He can produce at a high clip as well, especially if that shot's falling. But the thing with him, he's scoring dependent, man. He doesn't offer much in the way of peripheral, so you're gonna need that shot to be falling. But I don't mind getting to him over here on FanDuel tomorrow at 6,100. Coming in at power forward, just give me Bobby Portis, man. 5,800, a little bit more expensive over here, but I don't mind. Bobby Portis saying 30+ minutes is like a high 6, maybe a low 7K type player. Starting Bobby Portis saying 30+ minutes. He's in that range, so he's still underpriced right here at 5,800. If he's in the starting lineup, he's gonna see 30+ minutes. Just give me all the Bobby Portis tomorrow. And coming in at center, man, I'm going to go Clint Capella as well over here. Love this price over here on FanDuel. He might be a lock for me on FanDuel tomorrow at 6,300. And to answer your question, if you're wondering, of course, Drummond is in play. But for me, I'm a little cautious tomorrow going against those Milwaukee Bucks because he could get played off the floor. As you know, the Bucks doesn't have a big traditional center. They run Giannis a lot at the center, so there's a possibility Drummond could get played off the floor. I don't know if that's the case. They might leave him in there and just try to put whoever they got at power forward on Giannis. We gotta see, but I'm nervous about the Drummond. He's in play. I'm gonna definitely have him in spots, but I don't know if I can lock him into my starting five just because I'm worried about him getting played off the floor. I'm gonna stay with Clint Capella right here, 6,300, just because this is a great price on him. Expect him to see 30 plus minutes against Gobert, man. He can give you a solid double right here. All right. There you have it, man. My starting five for FanDuel: Mike Conley, Reggie Jackson, Norman Powell, Bobby Portis, and Clint Capella, man. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. Y'all know I'm going to have them in mind, all right? That's going to do it for us here today. Y'all know the motto, man. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's go.